Hello everyone! I bring to you today a match from the A Mariner Cup number 4. It is from the finals stages, right? We got the top 8 players. And in this match, we have the top seed against the bottom seed. So, Lord Clefairy, I've had him in quite a few videos already. He was the number 1 seed here. He is like 1700. He is at the very top of the standard ladder. I think he's number 2 actually after Lawrence. So a very good player, very tactical. He openings he just kind of I don't know, just goes with it, kind of goes with vibes, and then he tries to do tactics and try to get the best engagements, and that's kind of how he tries to get the edge, you know, and try to reclaim cities and all that kind of stuff. Elio, on the other hand, bottom seed, right? The number 8 of the top 8, a 1400 player, very good player, but definitely the underdog here in this matchup. And this match showcases some insane levels of tactics that I am not going to be able to fully appreciate, of course, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do my best because it is insane and it's really interesting. And I'm going to try not to go too quickly. I have a tendency of doing that when I don't know what to talk about, but I really don't want to do that here because there's a lot to unpack, okay? To start off, I mean, it's a tier 1 matchup, Von Bolt banned, and so they went here for Sammy and Javier, and they're pretty much the go-tos here. You either pick Sammy or you pick Javier on this map. Very different seals, right? So it's a very interesting matchup that you very rarely see, only in mixed base maps where where it's that like caustic finale kind of mixed base tiering of tier 1, where it's like Sammy, Javier, Sasha, Hawk kind of thing. Already from the get-go, we're gonna have Lord Clefairy go for this chain over here from the 1 base, and on the other hand, Ilios not going to do that. He's not going to go for the chain over here. He's actually gonna try to rush this way to go for the like city and airport chain. So there's quite a bit of a decision making here on this map from this corner base. You get this com tower in 1 turn, but you have to back cap it. You can get this double chain in 1 turn, or you go for no captures in 1 turn, but you go and rush this. And the airport, if you haven't played this map, let me just tell you, it is it's not contested, but it is early. It can be early contested or denied or delayed, and that is a pretty strong move. If you get your airport delayed here, it is very significant. And in this matchup, Javier is strong, right? He has 10-10, right? He has extra defense. He's almost like a Von Bolt. But that's when he has his com tower. He doesn't have it currently, and so going back to capture is going to set back Lord Clefairy in the airport game. So as he sent his very first infantry for the chain over here for the more money, you know, more money early on, there's something to consider here that Sammy infantry, if this guy would go back and capture the com tower as Javier would like to do, this guy's gonna come over and then he can pretty much deny this airport capture from Javier. And pretty much this next turn, this guy can go and sit on this forest, and there's no chance that this guy is gonna win. This is a Sammy infantry. He has so many stats. I think it's 130 firepower. So no chance. And even then, you're like delaying your airport. Like it's still doing its purpose. This infantry is still doing its purpose of denying or delaying the airport. So this infantry does not want to be fighting. It wants to go and capture this. So let's see what happens. Now yes, Elio is gonna go for this. I think I forgot to introduce the players correctly, but yeah, Elio in Sammy, in the purple lightning over here, and over here, and then we have Lord Clefairy in the amber blaze, and the top right, top left, and here in the 2 base in the middle, in the bottom middle, if you want to call it, with Javier. So I don't think that's the colors that they actually used. I changed them because I don't know. I think they gave me a headache. The colors that they picked must have not been that good. But there goes that infantry and a follow-up infantry. They're still gonna get these 2 captures, but you know these 2 are looking for some blood. This infantry is already. I mean, it could have come for that city capture, right? But Ilya, he's not going for that. Come on, you know he wants to stop this. And this infantry is just 1 tile away from that airport, so he can't even capture the city, or the Sami infantry is gonna hit it right there. He doesn't have the funds to make like a tank either. He could make a recon, but if he makes a recon this turn, then next turn he can't make a tank. So decisions. He actually does not even capture the city, but he does move towards the airport. He just doesn't put it right here, pretty much outside of range of this guy. He does not want to fight a Sami infantry until that com tower is captured. That doesn't even capture the com tower with this 3rd guy yet. So really delaying that com tower capture, and just like tiptoeing around the map in these. Like we're day 3 guys. Still like tiptoeing around Sami's infantry because they are very strong early on. This is 130 firepower against 100, so it's a big difference. 1 slap and they are gone. Like let's do like on planes, you know, look at that. Just like this does the 6 damage and it does maybe 1 or 2, so it's like an 8-4 on the planes. I mean, you can even look at cities and it's just even worse, right? So Javier has to be very careful. Sami is going to be the first one to get the com tower, so that's going to bring up the attack to 140, but Javier is also going to have 110 defense, so kind of evens out. And still, this guy this guy and the follow-up guy, they're kind of dancing around. It's threatening this city, especially the airport, but it's also in a comfortable position where it can be like, you know what, I'm just going to go and capture the city. It's fine. So still putting a lot of pressure. It's done a little bit of damage to Lord Clefairy. I think to Ilya himself as well, just delaying captures by 1 turn, maybe 2, but same thing to Lord Clefairy. So it's working out, right? I think it's probably in Sami's best interest to keep income as low as possible, pretty much, in this matchup. I want to see our first vehicle is going to be from Ilya. It's going to be a recon over here. If he would have saved, he would have had 14k next turn, so not enough for double tank, double infantry. So I think recon makes sense, because then he can make a tank triple infantry next turn. And let's see, Lord Clefairy has 9k. Not enough to do tank triple infantry necessarily. He would have to base skip. And he's actually going to start capturing the city, but he's not going to start the airport capture just yet. He's going to make a recon to defend this guy. But if this guy would have gone for the airport, this guy could still hit from the forest, and this recon would not reach. Not even a tank would reach. So it would still be a very good trade there for Sami, as he doesn't even have the com tower yet. So, damn, this guy has been a hero for the Sami nation, pretty much, delaying this airport as much as it could. But I think that is going to be the end of the road for that denial game. This guy's probably going to have to go and capture that. I think this reaches 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't. Okay. So he's going to be able to comfortably, you know, we did the deed. Let's just go and capture a city. It was all part of the plan. And now moving out over to these areas. These 2 side areas, this like triple city, for those that have never played this map before, it is pretty much the most vital part of the map. It is a very important part where you can either combine these 2 bases, like if you're orange, or you can combine these 2 bases if you're purple, right? So controlling this and/or controlling this is going to be very important. These are the big pivots in this map. And there's also 3 cities. Like, come on, that's a lot of income. But yeah, having that to join armies and front switch is going to be of extremely... I'm not sure what's the word that I'm looking for, but it's going to be really good. My lack of vocabulary sometimes shows. Now Javier finally has his comp tower, so now we're looking at more normal stats for both seals here, right? 140 firepower for those infantry and mechs for Sammy, and normal firepower 100 for all vehicles, and then 110 for Javier across the board. He's gonna be moving out to try to go for this, but I think Sammy's got it covered. It's gonna be in time. Not this guy, but he could move this guy over here and then be in time to just poke over there and interrupt it. And there's a single infantry here for Clefairy, trying to go for this cap, but I'm not sure why he's going for that capture when there's this recon, because that's going to be a pretty free interrupt. So yeah, I'm a bit unsure there why he goes, maybe just to have the extra defense, because this recon is going to shoot at something and there's no way to cover it. So this is going to be the first time after the recon that Lord Clefairy makes a tank, and he had enough funds to make tank and artillery. Whew. And a tank here from Ilya from last turn to defend from this recon. So now we have, recon escalation into tank, into response tank. So now Ilya's gonna have to be forced to make another tank probably. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of tank chaining into this area, for which Ilya is ahead, and he's gonna get these two cities. And then he'll probably get this. For Sammy, those Sammy captures, you need, unless you have an anti-air and you want to use an anti-air to stop this capture, yeah, you're gonna have to use 2 units to stop it, because you need to drop that infantry down to at least 3 HP to successfully stop the capture for 1 day more. So Ilya is actually not going to shoot this guy. He's gonna give that city to Lord Clefairy. He instead is going to hit this guy, perhaps for maximum damage, but it might also be because it allows him to go and flip this capture without this guy sitting on it or being a pest or whatnot. He also has this guy as well, so I don't know. He is cooking something, so we shall see. And there goes that tank chain, and he's gonna have an extra 5k, a little of an awkward number, because I guess you can make an arty, but he decides to save them. He's gonna have 23, so that can be triple tank, that can be a medium tank, there can be copters. There's a lot. But yeah, remember that early airport denial game? That is now gone. We've moved on to the next phase. Airports are online. Yeah, it's funny though that even though Ilya went first for the airport, he's only getting it like a turn earlier than Lord Clefairy. But yeah, I'm not sure. I would assume it kind of paid off though, but Lord Clefairy is going to go with tank and infantry to take out that infantry and then get a little poke there. At the same time, kind of blocking this tank from attacking this guy from the city, which is what he would like to do, since this is a lower firepower tank, right? It's 100 firepower against 110. So it's going to be a bit tricky, those engagements. So the best thing that Sammy can do is hit from good terrain, right? So then it would be a bit more of an even trade. Because right now on plains, I mean, that's gonna be a 6-7. That is pretty bad. Unless you get a high roll of a 5, and then you get a 5-8 or 5-7 perhaps. But a 6-7 on plains is pretty bad, because then you can just attack back, and then you're like at 4-4. So it's an even trade, even with Sammy first striking, which is unusual. But if you attack from a city, then that makes all the difference. I think that would make it 6-8. Yeah, a guaranteed 6-8, if not a 5-8. So that would be massive difference, as the attack, the retaliation would not be that good for Javier. So a good move there by Lord Clefairy, using the recon, actually paying off from this base, and he's gonna do a double tank chain. Well, just this is the tank chain, but double tank here. This guy is gonna be, well, now he's protected by this tank, so he got a little bit of a poke. I'm gonna assume that Elliot's gonna get this flip, and he's gonna just go and shoot at the recon, finish it off with some infantry, and he's gonna get a first strike there at 8-4. Even against Javier, that is very juicy. And I forgot to mention, but this was very nice. Already positioning Clefairy went for this capture over here, and then brought this already. It is out of range of this recon, so it's safe, but it nicely covers the possible interrupts from these guys. So that was really nice. Remember, Sammy here only needs one hit to interrupt, right? So that's gonna be very interesting to see. He only needs to go and hit once, and this city is interrupted. It's not on the other way around. There would have to be 2 purple infantry shooting at this guy, or else this would be a capture. So that Sammy day-to-day of captures, it can definitely shine. Like Clefairy, after a few engagements over here, a little bit low on that unit count in this area, but he's gonna clear that with that little sacrifice. Let's go back a little second. That was nice. So sacrificing that to guarantee, because Javier has 110 firepower, right? So you don't get the guaranteed kill, but sacrificing that 4 HP infantry is going to guarantee it, and then he can attack from a city to this tank. Maybe this guy shouldn't have shot at the infantry and left it at 4 HP, because it would have prevented this from happening, because now you do not want to shoot at that tank as Sammy. So he's still gonna shoot at some infantry, and we're gonna get a lot of infantry fighting here as well, but it's looking better for Elio because he has this recon. It is gonna force this tank that was built to go this way, and there's gonna be some response tanks from Elio as well. So this area is highly contested from both, and this area also highly contested. I would say winning a little bit more in favor of Elio, but this tank on the city is very, very like, how do you say? It's like very dominant. It's just sitting there. It's like, you're not moving me from here. Like, sure, you can shoot with this tank on planes, but I have another one as well. Like, yeah, it's not gonna look pretty. So Elio a bit of in a pickle over here, but I think he can probably take out a bunch of these infantry from Lord Clefairy. So let's see what he decides to do. He decides to ignore this guy, and he is actually going to clear some of these infantry, it seems like. Yeah, even uses the tank. So just like ignoring both of these tanks and just goes for a bunch of infantry clears. And that still leaves 3 healthy Sammy infantry. And I say healthy even if they're at 9, because she captures that in 2 turns. Even if they're at, what is it, 7? No. Oh yeah, at 7. A 7 HP infantry, 7 HP Sammy infantry still captures a property in 2 turns. So that's pretty wild. The infantry had gotten blasted by this already, and then this guy just pulled back, and now Sammy is going to try and capture that. The 5 HP guy is finally taken out. And yeah, more infantry fighting here. It's looking nice and healthy for Sammy in the infantry department in general. And so many tanks. Double tank, tank from this corner. Is going to be that tank battle. Sammy needs to get an advantage before this just becomes tank brawling, because like this that just happened can only go for so far, right? Like, oh, I'm just going to shoot at your infantry. If it gives Elio the unit count advantage, that then he can start using them as blockers or that kind of stuff, then that's huge. But if it becomes just a tank fight, yeah, Elio's in big trouble. Because also that tower shields is nothing to sneeze at. That's a strong power right there. Tank is gonna come in, and infantry are gonna they're gonna finish it up, but they're gonna stop that capture. So forcing one of these tanks to come over here to stop this capture instead of going to this area. He's still gonna send another tank over here, and he's just gonna let this be. He decides not to attack. He could have attacked from the plains. This is a nice little way of blocking over here. The lack of infantry also from Lord Clefairy is starting to notice, because tactically he would need to use 2 tanks to clear this infantry to then like get another hit. But even then, like, if you do that, you have this tank covering right from this tile. You have, well, I guess none of these can reach the lab tile, but this guy can still come over here and hit anything that hits this guy from the plains. There's no way of like clearing this, and this guy was like stranded over here. Maybe you can go and shoot this guy, but then it just gets hit from the city. So yeah, a little bit stranded over here. So looking very good for Elio and those Sammy infantry that are nicely positioned also to capture a bunch of properties. So I think this was definitely the best decision for this tank to just go and sit here. It prevents this guy from going there. And this is not going to attack there, I believe. We got an arty over here from Lloyd Clefairy. Second artillery of the game from Lord Clefairy, and he's actually going to attack it from the forest. Is he going to attack with a 4 HP too? But he's going to go and attack there. Okay, gonna clear an infantry, and he's going to get enough for a double time. And I'm not sure what the double time is for. I think it's just for extra stats, because there's no extra movement unless this guy goes and captures that. But extra stats are going to be 9/4s there before that tower shield gets activated. And yeah, there goes those captures. This area is locked by Ilio. He's going to get this city. There's no way to stop it. He would need 2 hits on that, and that's just not going to happen. Oh, interesting. He's actually going to combine those 2 tanks, and he's going to make it mech now. Something from Sammy on this map, she can start making a lot of mechs and having them here in the middle, and it can make it really awkward for this. I've seen some games where Sammy just like mech spams through the middle and then just double time or victory march destroys the 2 base. And then it's like, okay, it's over. Like, what are you gonna do if you take over my 2 base? Like, I'm done. Local Fairy doesn't even attack here. That is pretty wild. He just like stands there. He wants them at full HP so they cannot get cleared by perhaps like sacrificing a unit and then attacking with another, and then the tank could hit the arty. So he's just gonna leave them there full HP so the arty can stand there nice and protect this area and just pretty much lock down this city and protect these guys. He's gonna get a little tank poke there, but yeah, pretty much abandoning this area, right? Trying to bring some new infantry to go for the city. So far, income is looking even, but Ilya is going to get this now. So it's going to be a nice little flip. The little join there of the tanks is actually looking pretty smart now for Ilya. So he's winning this tank battle. Very interesting. So he gets this city. I don't know why he's not capping that. Like that, if I open a game and I see that, it's like, whew, that's gonna be one of the first things that I do, unless there's something really good that it could do. But yeah, that brings us now to 23 and 21. But Lurk the Fairy, has all that charge. He hasn't used the tower shields yet. He could use the super, but I'm not sure how worth it is. And especially seeing that Ilio is not making any indirects, which makes sense because you're playing against Javier. So he'll probably have to rely with just direct units. And he is now going to finally use that tower shields. This is going to be an easy cap to stop. As I say that, no, he is not going to be able to stop that. Can he? As that infantry gets blasted after attacking that guy. And almost gets the kill there. Those Javier stats are no joke. Oh, what the? Boom. Okay. Yeah, dead. He's gonna join. He really wants to get that city. I think it should be fairly easy for Ilya to stop this. Oh no, but he has the power on. We'll have to see how much damage this guy and this guy do. But might be a little bit of losing trade here for Ilya to stop this, because he's investing a lot of infantry to like either get this or stop this, and you have a lot of infantry from Lord Clefairy plus an arty, so this can be a bit of trouble for Ilya. Holding onto the city, perhaps flipping this and putting threat on this city. The best things are going to be these two sides. There's 3 properties on each side, so those are the juiciest. Here it's like 1, maybe 2 if you get one of these 2, but definitely these little sides are less valuable. But sometimes if you lose both of these, you kind of have to play around and try to grab whatever else you can. I don't know if you saw it, there's a big window pop up on screen. Anyways, let's see. Tank leaves it down at 7. Those extra stats, and does enough damage to bring it down to 3. I guess he still had this 1 HP infantry to maybe sack it and get a little bit more damage in. but he doesn't need it. So now after this flip, he's gonna be at 24 against 20. So a little bit of an income disparity now, which is definitely gonna play in Sammy's favor. But it's kind of like what she needs to be in this whole mid-game play, early game like pressure into mid-game. This is definitely where she wants to be standing. It's not gonna be game-winning. There's still a lot, right? We have a lot of army everywhere. There's mixed space, so anything can happen. It's pretty wild. And as always, I seem to miss things, but yeah, we have copters now coming out and anti-airs in response. And the classic thing is seeing like 2 anti-airs being built for 1 copter, which is always sad. Again, 2 anti-airs built for 1 copter. It's always sad as the one that's building the anti-airs, but you kind of have to. This back doing the little dance in the middle, sort of pointing at this base. We'll see what it does. But now India's going to be bringing a bit more. It looks like he really wants to invest into holding this. So he kind of has to respond to all this flood that Lord Glafer is sending. The fact that he's sending everything here, it means that this area is going to be super secure for Ilya, right? So it's going to be a matter of whether these troops are being sent to this area from Lord Glafer. So this army from Ilya can probably do whatever it wants. It can either go to this area, it can go to this area, it can put pressure on the airport, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But pretty much both areas are controlled by Ilya, and now it's on Lord Glafer to try to claim one of these back. At least one, right? As all 3 cities on all 2 of these sides are owned by Ilya, by Sammy. Also, 3 labs are owned by Sammy, so only 1 lab is owned by Lord Glafer right now. So a victory march here could be a problem, but we're still a little bit far away from one. Lord Glafer is going to punch through there, get a little poke there. I think gets a little bit of charge to get the tower. She gets a nice little juicy attack on that tank. And he's going to kind of overwhelm here in vehicle numbers. And he's going to sit on that city, which is really nice. That's going to make it really awkward for Ilya. He would want to attack this anti-air, but if he attacks from the shoal, then you're going to have this tank attacking from the forest or one of these. So a little bit outnumbered in tanks here. There's 1 copter, 2 tanks, possibly a 3rd one from Ilya, but you have 2, 3 tanks, 2 anti-airs, a 6 HP tank. So yeah, looking a little bit tricky here for Ilya, and looking good for Lord Glafer there and trying to reclaim this. He does, however, have like 1 infantry. There's this injured guy and then this other guy now coming in. So not a whole lot of infantry from Lord Glafer. So we'll see what Ilya does, but it could be harder than it looks from Lord Glafer to try to get this. Like if he controls it, like fine, but he needs to recapture, right? And Ilya's gonna use that double time now. So okay, I'm curious to see how much this anti is gonna do to this copter. It is also in range of this base, so that's gonna be a nicely protected copter. Even if you send this anti-air, you have another copter to deal with, but you do have the other anti-air, so mixed space, man. It's wild. And wow, 8-6 from a city and a road is pretty crazy. But that's Javier with power on for you. And I think this is gonna give the extra moment to this infantry to get an interrupt there, and it's gonna do 3 damage. Oh, that's the 7-6, and then the 6-7 on a forest. Man, Sammy is so sad to see these trades, these results. My God. I'm gonna make it awkward here sitting over there, so it forces this infantry to attack there, or like tank. So making it a little bit awkward, making a little bit of use of that 1 HP infantry, which is kind of neat to see. And decides not to attack the copter, instead goes for the already there. And he's gonna go for the capture, bring double mech now, and get some tank attacks here. Now gets that other anti-air. A lot of blocking here with these infantry, so this tank can't like wrap around and hit the RD. I think he would have to use like RD copter maybe to clear that infantry to then attack the anti-air, but I'm not sure if that's enough. I would assume so, but then again, you have the power on, so I'm not sure. This is gonna make it Is this gonna be a guaranteed flipped here from Elio? Because you can shoot at it, and then oh yeah, it is, because you can't clear this guy. This 1 HP, man. These two 1 HP infantry from Elio are the true heroes right now, preventing or slowing down this capture by 1 turn and guaranteeing this, because there's no way to clear this 1 HP infantry. You know what? This guy should have been put on this mountain instead of the river, I guess. Just so this guy could have cleared this, and then you get the attack there. Oh, man, it's crazy. But looks like he's not going to go for the anti. He's just gonna attack these tanks. Yeah, there you go. And then he's gonna attack over there. Going for a capture here with the already protecting, so that's gonna be, yeah, a guaranteed capture for Lord Clefairy, unless you want to invest there. Maybe the copter. I guess the copter, right? And if Lord Clefairy sends the copter, then you just kill it with the anti and that kind of thing. You get that going. Over here, let's see. Using the anti to attack that tank. Okay. I mean, I guess you could attack like tank from the city here. This one also, boom. And then make a copter. Because this is gonna be an 8 HP tank. Damn. But yeah, there you go. Boom. Oh, is it a 5 only? Man, it's the stats. I'm telling you. The difference in stats of these two COs, it's so noticeable in engagements like this. And he's gonna join over there, get a little bit of extra cash, I guess. Get a poke there. These mechs are looming onto these bases. Fortunately for Lord Clefairy, as we see, there's been so many joins in this match. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but man, a join there with the tanks. So it's at full HP. Gonna get the kill there. Oof, using the anti there. Man, it's like they play very similarly. Using the anti to attack tanks, joining tanks all the time. And another mech. We're gonna get the mech chain here. No anti here on site for Lord Clefairy, so this copter is a bit of a threat. It can be an annoying blocker. And I guess these antis are also kind of blocked from assisting over here. So he's going to be forced to make an anti. But the problem is you have two mechs here now, so it's gonna be posing a lot of questions. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tricky. Like even if you want to block on this mountain, it should be fairly easy to take it out with mech and infantry, or copter and infantry, and then mech can still stand on the mountain. So a bit of a threat here, right? Lord Clefairy has to think about this. He does have the power ready, and he is indeed going to use it as he gets this city. It decided it wasn't worth it to stop it and lose more units. So extra stats here for Lord Clefairy. The battle here ensues, but infantry have been injured, so there's not going to be any recapping here by Javier. At least not yet. Also, this infantry is now super awkward. Like, like the only spot it can go to capture this next turn is here, but it's going to get shot out from a tank. But he's still going to fight over here. He's going to injure a bunch of these infantry. Gonna get a poke there as well. It's gonna be a dead infantry, but still. And he's gonna injure these as well. So yeah, the dust has settled over here in this area. It has left one tank alive here from Lord Clefairy, as he's bringing now an infantry to possibly go for this in like 2 turns. And there goes that anti. He's going to put that infantry in the mountain. And I guess with the tower shields, this infantry is not going to be clear. Because that's going to be a lot of defense. I don't think this copter is going to do too much to that infantry. So that's probably not going to be an option. He had to make an anti and tank. So this is nice and protected, at least for now with that power on. We'll see next turn. He got a little tank attack there from the city with extra stats. Nice. But it's looking a bit better from Lord Clefairy here vehicle-wise. He's going to bring a 3rd tank and a 4th one from over here to kind of assist in this area. There's a bit too many tanks here for Sammy. Huh. Interesting. I'm not sure why this tank goes over here. Because it's already like 2 tanks and a half against 1.5. Maybe if this tank swings over. I don't know why this one did that, but we'll have to see. As I always say. Mechs are gonna move away a little bit from the bases and protecting this infantry, this anti-air. He really wants to hone down on securing this area. And he's still holding it, right? The 3 cities are still purple, and these as well. He hasn't captured this, which is pretty funny. And he's gonna clear, okay. Man, what a nightmare. It's only like day 14 too, like I can't imagine playing this. It's pretty funny, but Lurk Lafayette had told me that. Well, I asked him. You might know already, but he does plan a lot his turn. He's a very good stand-up player, of course, very tactical. Blah, blah. He does move plan a lot. And I asked him, how much time do you spend on these matches? Like on this one, like on these turns? And he said that like on average, he was spending like 5 hours per turn for this match. I'm not sure at what point of that match he was spending 5 hours per turn. Maybe now. But yeah, if you probably see the duration of the video, there's still a while to go. So yeah, the nightmare of spending so much time planning, man, it's real. But you gotta be careful because it can lead to burnout. And I don't know why. He goes for an attack there on the copter. He gets a little bit of damage, and he's gonna join the tanks. He's gonna get some cash. I think the looming threat right now is that Victory March. He is like nothing away from it, like 7,000 away. We're not gonna see a lab cap because there's no infantry or mech in range of it. But he might be scared of these triple mech pointing at these bases. Because with a Victory March, without a power, yeah, you can assume that anything that's less than a medium tank is gonna be destroyed, like shredded to pieces. Plus you have these tanks also pointing, like triple tank pointing at the base as well. Plus this copter. So just a really good job here from Ilya, just honing down these 2 areas and splitting Lurk Laferry's army into 3. Like you have this army, and this army. While Ilya is like this army and this army, just 2, right? Just easier for him to control where to send and where to threaten. And definitely this is a big threat. A Victory March into the 2 base is no joke. Lurk Laferry's gonna punch through and get a little attack there on the anti-air. You have double copters. You do have this other supporting anti-air, so we'll see what he does to kind of keep it in check. I guess just leaving these 2 guys there, just blocking. And after all the joining, he gets enough cash to make double medium tank, because he couldn't get enough charge for a power. Right, last turn he was safe with using the power, but now he can't. Now he has to use he has to make 2 medium tanks, which is hilarious. The fact that he could lose, at least one of these bases due to a Victory March is wild. Yeah, imagine like making a tank. Victory March does like mech tank. This guy walks over, captures, right? And that is, oof, that's a massive problem, especially with the low amounts of army that Clavery has over here. Kind of reminds me of that game that I covered a while ago between Lawrence and, was it Immoralium? I can't remember, but it was on this map. It was a global league match, but man, that was wild, like insane. And here goes the Victory March. He is not going to go for the 2 base with the mechs. He's going to shift away. That is the power of controlling the pivots. He can decide whether to go here or go to the other side. So he's actually going to do that. He's going to interrupt that. He's going to hit this tank. He's going to get this city and this city. And he's going to get a bunch of attacks over here. Clears that, clears that. Clears that as well. Attacks that tank as well. So just like shifting from one side to another. One side to another. He's going to get a little attack. I mean, I guess this medium tank can only shoot at one of the 2 tanks. And then you have pretty much all injured tanks here from Javier, right? Only this RD is healthy, and he can only shoot at infantry, and then you have this copter. And you have this anti and this other anti. Like, you have to send all these tanks to injure this anti, but you still have this one. Man, this is a swingy game if I've ever seen one. When it looks good for one, the next one it looks good for the other. Definitely that Victory March threat was very real, and a lot of respect was put into place. Ooh, the 4-6. Damn. Anti-air now shutting down this airport from Sammy, so Elio's gonna be forced to make a tank here for sure. But I mean, he did it yesterday because, yeah, he's not making copters for a few turns now. He has to pull back over here. Medium tanks are gonna charge in a little bit, not much that can pose a threat. And he's gonna try to push back all of this and try to reclaim this, it seems, as Ilya now is 25 at 21k income. It's wild because there's so much brawling that even having that income, it's like, is it good? Is it not? Like it is, because he gets a bit more charge, right? Because he can build more units, he can get slightly less favorable trades, and he would have more powers. But there's a fine balance, because if you're sacrificing too much army, then it's going to be easier for the other one to just, with more army, just take everything back. So it's hard to gauge when there's so much brawling going on. Like, that's going to go down, that's going to go down, and now you have another power from Javier. He's going to join. Man, these guys have been joining so much. Look, like he has been joining so many units to get more cash, and now he makes a bomber. Which I don't understand why. I watched this match before I started casting just because I wanted to understand a little bit more or what was going on. I don't understand the bomber. If someone can explain that to me, I don't understand it. Is it to secure the airport? Like, there isn't a Victory March in like threat yet. I'm not sure, because you have two anti-airs ready to, like, yes, power makes it like hold on more, but that's still going to be a lot of repairs, and I wouldn't think twice before just sending both of them to attack it, which is exactly what Ilya's going to do. He's going to send that and then send in that. That's a lot of damage. That's 6 HP from a 22k unit. That's a lot. With just like an injured anti and then half of another one. Yeah. And now he's posing more threats over here. He's going to start this capture. He gets more injuries around. Man, there's so many injured units. Like, if you look at this whole area, there's like 1, 2, 3 healthy units. From Lord Lafayette, there's 1, 2, 3. Like, everything is injured. There's been so much chaos and brawling. It's so messy. We got here as well a little squad forming up here from Sammy, trying to threaten this city, while there's 2 infantry patrolling, guarding the city, because that's the minimum that you have to have in order to stop a Sammy capture. Also gotta send something next turn here from Ilya, so probably this tank had to be built to stop this. I wonder if Loglafer is gonna like block it to guarantee the capture. But that is, yeah, that thing's gonna go down, and yeah, and he's gonna block there. The bomber lives. It's a 6 HP though. I don't know. If someone can let me know why he built this bomber, I would be very interested to know exactly, because it's very strange. And then a bunch of captures over here. He's kind of pushed back the threat of Ilio. I mean, he kind of went this way and kind of left the vacuum. So now he's able to start this, and I don't think there's a way for Sammy to stop it. He has to use the power and sacrifice this infantry. He can use his copter here, probably attack from the bridge. Down goes that last anti bomber. Is going to be left at 5 HP. Man, this copter is at this copter is without fuel, without ammo, 2 HP. Damn, it's seen the world. And wow, he does not go for the interrupt there. He decides to keep the army value. Okay, interesting. I know a player out there that wouldn't hesitate from doing that. I think he might have gone for a roll there to try to get the kill with the tank and then maybe get the interrupt with anti-air, but that didn't work out. So Lafayette is going to get that that flip. So this whole 27 to 19k difference in income is now going to switch around. Tech up wise, we have 2 chunkers here from Ilio, 2 medium tanks against 2 medium tanks from Lord Clefairy. I probably missed it, but a mech was used to shoot at this guy, and now we have a Neo tank. So trying to use that extra income that he has to pump out bigger units, so it's a little bit harder for Clefairy to deal with. Also to overcompensate for Sammy's lack of firepower. But there goes capture, capture, capture. So now Clefairy can breathe a little bit more, right? Now he has 2 labs. It's like, okay, it's not 1 lab. Okay, we're back to 2. Victory March isn't that scary anymore, especially when you got a guy staring at your lab. So it's feeling a little bit better, right? Definitely worth it to get that second lab back. Bomber, just gonna be a pest there, shooting at infantry. And he's gonna be looking to reclaim this property right here. He's gonna just sit here, probably. And oof, okay, goes for the clear there because the anti-air moved away. This whole army went back over here to this airport to clear up units, and now Ilio, it's just been a shifting. Like his army went here, and then Clefairy moved over here, and then this went over here. His medium tanks came from over here. It's just like they've been shifting around in this area. It's so funny. That's gonna get cleared. Infantry gonna be in position to reclaim that. These properties are just getting flipped left and right. We have again the mech threats. Soon another victory march. So this guy could get a victory march next turn. Depends on the engagements and the charge generated, but it could be a possibility. Everything is protected from this half bomber with this anti-air. And he's gonna join. Wow, he joins an 8 HP and a 10 HP medium tank to get, boom. That's a lot of cash. And then he's gonna join these 2 copters as well. He's gonna get more cash. Oh, it doesn't show there. Boom. Come on, why is it bugged? Anyways, that joined and he got more cash. He's at 40k. He's gonna join tanks now. I don't know why it's bugged. Come on, bruh, come on. Why is it like this? These were joined, so he gets a bunch of cash. He even joins these infantry. Why isn't this one bugged? Come on. Okay, now these are fixed. He's at 44k. What is he gonna build? If you've seen the Jetago video, you know. You know what's coming. He's gonna move back from here, but still setting up, and he's gonna build two chunkies. 2 Neo tanks, double base skip. Yeah. Is it because the threat of the victory march? I'm not sure that he would get the victory march, but who knows? Like maybe Neo tank and tank. I mean, you do have this infantry mech copter. It can be a little bit problematic. Maybe he just didn't want to play his chances, but yeah, Sammy victory march can be very scary. Double Neo tank for sure guarantees that no shenanigans happen. And this copter is still alive. It's still doing stuff. It's blocking this medium tank or whatever from attacking over here. This guy is like, I'm done. This guy's a retired veteran. After this, he's gonna go home. Man, 1 bullet like left, 16 fuel. He's gonna get a horrible 6-7 trade there with a tank. Perhaps expecting to get a little bit of charge, just to build it a little bit for a victory march. But there's not gonna be anything in range of this lab, so no potential victory march shenanigans next turn. And copter is finally down. It was taken out by the medium tank. Bye bye copter. The salutes to the hero copter. And we're gonna see the tower shields. He's gonna use that Neo tank, infantry, okay, deal some damage on a copter. Get some attacks, try to reclaim this area, and now make some medium tank over here. to again hold on to the space. He doesn't want to let this fall. He just has to build like tech up unit after tech up unit just to hold on to that base. Is pretty funny. Just the threat of victory march is hilarious. And getting a 6-9 on an anti-air, man, it's crazy. Can't attack this tank because it's on a city. The income is now equal. We're at 23 to 23 after Locklear has gotten this. And he's gotten this city as well. This should be interrupted. We'll see if he... Probably. He has to. Right? I mean, yeah, I guess with the anti-air. But now a little bit about it. Like that double Neo tank plus the medium tank copter, like this whole army is a little bit scary. Hard for Ilya to deal with, especially the double Neo tank. Oh, the bomber doing some damage. Okay. I'll admit it. Okay, the bomber is doing some damage. I mean, I love bombers. Come on. But yeah, leaving a Neo tank at 6 HP is gonna make it even harder for Ilya to deal with these chunkers from Javier. He needs them at full health. He needs to get first strike on good terrain. He's gonna, I don't know, get some charge, I guess. Just deal some damage. Always putting an infantry here in the mountain to block possible shenanigans. And we're gonna see another Neo tank. I mean, the fact that like there's one tile to attack this base, but there's two to attack this base, so, and a mountain too, right? So that can be a problem. And Ilya's not going to use victory much. He's going to use the power. He's going to use the double time. He's going to attack and join there. Can I get some cash? Oh, that 9-2. That's crazy. And he's going to start this capture. I think that's going to be an unstoppable capture. I guess he can use this anti, but he can probably block with his tank. Gonna get a poke there, and yeah, that's 6 HP Neo tank. It's just going to deal a little bit of damage. Bomber is now bye-bye. Okay, a little bit neutralized. The Neo tank, he does have 29k, so he could probably make a Neo tank in response. So if this Neo tank steps off the city, he can probably smack it with his own. But Lord Clefairy is probably going to use the power, so it's not going to be that easy. He's going to join some more, and yeah, Neo tank it is. Anti-air here for... What is it? Oh, I guess because he's expecting this anti-air to go down. If he attacks perhaps from the forest to take out the anti-air. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense then. Because then he wouldn't have a defense from this copter. So he has to make this anti-air. And he actually doesn't block here, so I'm wondering if he's going to send that anti-air to stop. Well, never mind. It's a Sami infantry. Forget what I said. He doesn't have to stop it. There's no way of stopping it. And he is indeed going to take out that anti-air, so smart there. Heads up from Ilya from making another one. And we're going to have 2 Javier captures here and this little tank blocking there. So really nice. This is going to guarantee that Javier gets that capture. Whew, man, 24 to 22k, same amount of army for both. It is crazy. It is dead even, or day 24. Day limit is day 35, so anything can happen still. Victory March is always on the table as he's now positioning more closer to the lab, and Javier is like, ooh, you know what? I need to keep a dude on it just in case. I don't want it to get flipped. And Ilya's just pouncing in here, getting a bunch of attacks as he obviously got this, just so he can get this capture. Like in front of this Neo tank, which might have been a bit of an overbuy from Lord Clefairy. I'm not sure why he made a medium tank specifically. I think a medium tank would have been fine. Perhaps he was expecting to be able to break through here and stop this capture, because a Neo tank is the only thing that can destroy a tank. He was probably not expecting to see the 3 tanks just pouncing in over here. Maybe he was expecting like 1 tank and then he could like take it out and then attack. Something of that sort. So maybe this forces Ilya to send all 3 tanks, so it justifies the new tank build so he can take out a tank. Anyways, another mech shooting at a medium tank. It's funny because if you think about the cost of it, it kind of pays for itself immediately, right? The mech does 2 HP damage to a medium tank. That's 3,200. so that's more than the cost of the mech. So very cost efficient little shot there. And if the mech survives, then it can keep doing more damage. He's gonna get a little poke there, as there's no anti-airs. Pretty much, yeah, no anti-airs here from Javier. So he does have that super ready, so he can use probably back-to-back powers. But it's been the fight over this area. Man, it is flipping over and over again. As the income is now 25 to 21k, soon to be 26 to 20. So Sammy still, although there's been a few back and forths, still trying to hold on to that income advantage. More joining here. Just all the tactics here are such a nightmare. But using all of that nice terrain, right? The city, this city with his new tank has this guy over here. But if you attack it from, I don't know, from over here, then you can slap it from the city. So very nice, very nice. It's also just like, has the power. Like, you're not gonna attack this guy. Well, with this guy, you're not gonna do anything. Just infantry over here. He's safe. There isn't that many units in position to do any threat over here, so he's just gonna pile them on. Just throw infantry. But yeah, he does munch one tank, but Sammy is going to get that city. And now he's gonna be moving out over here, possibly to threaten this. Clefairy knows he's set up already. Man, make space. It's crazy. Another threat over here from Sammy. So Clefairy's gonna have to have 2 units again. As there's also this threat over here, so you have more infantry coming. This guy's pointing over there, so this could possibly be 2 infantry taking this out and then capturing. The thing with Sammy here, because she has 140 firepower with infantry with the com tower, it means that she can guarantee a 2-hit KO on the city, even with the extra stats, right? If it's normal stats, then you need 120 firepower. If it's 110 defense, then you need 140 firepower. So it's a tricky number to get to. Not even Max can do, double tank with a com tower. He needs 2 com towers. That infantry is gonna go down. I guess this guy is just 2 turns away, so he lost a tank and an infantry to get a flip for maybe like 2-3 turns. Is it worth it? We'll see. The battle of this left pivot, that is the name of this game, that's for sure. So many neo tanks. We have 2 neo tanks here, and 1 here for Clefairy, and we have 3 for Elio here. We have 2 medium tanks. So, and 1.5 here from Clefairy. So, very close, very even in the tech up unit department for both. Using mech, okay, tank. Wow. To get a little bit of a damage there and get some charge for a double time. What is this double time for? I guess this guy can reach now here, interrupt, but it might guarantee that kill there. He's gonna be able to stand on it, take out that anti-air, take out that copter. This copter could reach. He would have to finish this off and clear this guy. Ooh, wow. Getting that kill there is nice. Ooh, 1. Damn. What happened, Javier? What happened with that defense? Damn. And he's gonna keep attacking this image. It's just like in the face of the 2 base. Just relentless. And he is going to interrupt there, of course. Ooh, 8-4. That's really nice. And this capture is also going to be pretty strong. Like, this infantry cannot reach. He has to send the tank. Maybe these 2 guys to stop this, but you do have this medium tank that came over to defend this tank from this tank or this tank. So another threat, just constantly putting threats. You also have these under threat as well. Clefairy will most likely just shoot at this guy from the city as he uses his second power. That should clear. Oh no, this is the first time? Okay, so he didn't use it last time. So he's gonna have back-to-back powers. Right? He has 40, yeah. And does it? Ooh, it doesn't clear. Okay, this is at 1. But so many copters, and this anti-air is now very awkward. It can't reach. I'm not sure that these 2 guys can take out this 9 HP Neo tank with a power on. He decides not to go for the interrupt. Perhaps it wasn't a possibility, so he decides to go for just the clear there. He might join here these two infantry to prevent this minion tank from shooting at the tanks. But pretty much Ilio's gonna get 2 more cities. Dang. That's gonna be 28 to 18k. That's gonna be a 10k difference. That is pretty wild. Okay, he doesn't join, he just like stacks them up. So, wow. Big decisions. He does not finish that capture. He uses the capturing infantry to finish this up, to then clear that, just so he can get a poke onto one of these tanks with a minion tank. Dang. But it makes sense. Like, he's still gonna get it next turn, right? There's only one unit that can shoot. Man, it is crazy. It is so insanely how do you say? It's so insanely even. Like, man, was this a 6-7? Come on, you don't want to go for that. That is pretty wild. I think at this point Ilio might be playing for day limit, because I mean we're still 8 days away. It's quite a bit of time, but he is going to get quite a few properties now, so it might be hard for Le Clefairy to switch that around. But is he sacrificing too much army perhaps for that? We have 3 copters, a good number of chunkers here from Le Clefairy. Got 1, 2, 3, and not much of a response from Ilio. Like, this unit count is starting to dwindle. You have 1 anti-air, sure, but very nice blocking here from Le Clefairy, so this anti-air cannot attack any of the healthy ones. And these copters are going to be a big nuisance, as now this base is also kind of like under threat. You got a neo tank pointing at it, plus some more medium tanks, and all these copters, tech ups and copters, they're going to destroy your base. So that is going to be a huge problem, and Ilio is under threat. He has 33k, so he could build. Oh, can I build something for him? Can I build a pipe runner? No. Okay. It's always funny that it just pops up. He could make like a mega tank if he wanted to, but it's funny that I can show you. So he could make a mega tank, but maybe he could make neo tank and tank. I mean, he also needs an anti-air. He's bringing this other anti-air, putting it on the city. He's trying to injure all of these heavy tanks, just so this anti-air can live. He's gonna let this capture go through, and this one is gonna go through as well. So even though Ilio is gonna get these 2 cities, as he did get this is gonna get flipped back by Clefairy very soon. These 2 maybe not that soon. So now we are at 28 to 18, but these 2 captures are also going to go through, so we're going to go back to 26 and 20. And he makes the biggest panic buy option, which is the mega tank. He puts the tank here. He's hoping that Clefairy doesn't block this in. I think he very well could. It should be fairly easy to take out this tank and then put like 2 copters surrounding the mega tank. He also has to take out the anti-air, so we'll have to see. He finishes that off, and he's gonna use the Tower of Shield, and it's kind of bugging out for me, but hopefully it doesn't. And wow, that cleared in 1 hit, and that mega tank is effectively blocked by less than 2k in value. A 28k unit is stopped by less than 2k. That is wild. Base is cleared. All these units are just dying. Like, there is this anti-air healthy, but I don't know. You'd have to get a victory march to like swing around and hit this copter and take it out, so this mega tank can come out and hit this neo tank. But can you even get that amount of charge? Like, it's 2 stars, but it's expensive now. That's like 30 something in charge to get during your turn with only 79,000 in army. Like, that's a tough ask. So yes, Ilio is winning by income, and he could potentially make it to day limit, but will he make it if he's going to lose these 2 bases? He's just going to get blocked, and then if these 2 bases are dead, then Le Clefairy is going to easily capture this. He's going to capture this. He's going to capture this. He's going to capture both bases, and then in the span of the next like 6 days, he's going to be able to capture this as well. So that income difference is just going to evaporate for Ilio. he is not going to get that victory march. The mega tank just like shot at the copter. He's just gonna stand there. Now he makes another neo tank. He really doesn't want these bases to fall, but if you're just standing on your bases, are they really saved? It's tricky thing. Not much of a threat anywhere else from Ilya. Like, yes, it's medium tank, but it is gonna be kept in check now here, and taken care of now. And these two are just gonna keep being bullied at. Man, I can't even speak. It's been like an hour long already cast, and wow, yeah. And Ilya decides to tap out. Man, and I to show it. Let's look at the stats because this is insane. The amount of kills, 72 and 105, is wild. Like, what? I think it's also not super accurate because there's been a lot of joining, but man, that is insane. Almost like 100 units killed for both. Had the victory march ready, but yeah, these bases being locked down. This base was a goner for sure next turn. There wasn't even like a delete, make a mega tank option, and even then it's not a winning move. Local face gonna get this. Pretty much with this city, they would be even income, and then he's gonna get this, and he's gonna be winning, right? So yeah, there just wasn't anything else going on for Ilya around the map, and Lord Clefairy had it in the bag, as they say. Man, what a game! Congrats to Lord Clefairy. Those tactical puzzles, nightmares, definitely paid off. And well done by Ilya also for holding on. Definitely the underdog here, but it was a crazy match. Fighting against Lord Clefairy in standard as well, which is like his favorite mode. That is a tough ask. So really well done by both. Amazing match. It's interesting because a lot of people on the Discord were saying that there was a missed opportunity of a victory march by Ilya. So here. Was it here? I think here they're saying like, oh, you can do a victory march prep for next turn. I think you put something, I don't know, here. You bring some units, like some of these guys over here, and you take out this infantry or something that stands on the lab perhaps. And you like stand on this lab or something to block anything from Javier from sitting on it, and then you victory march next turn on it, and then this lab as well, and that's how you would win. Also getting some charge and whatnot, but I don't know. I didn't check it, and this match was just so crazy. Like, come on, it's insane. There's probably a million things that could have gone differently for both players. It just was an amazing game of Add-Ons Wars, and you just gotta give it up to them. Like, come on, just amazing. I think the early pressure from Sammy into the airport, delaying these captures, and then holding on to both pivots, into then like Lord Clefairy trying to hold on, trying to do whatever he can to like swing back and forth and try to reclaim this area. He did a few times, but then he lost it again, and it was the battle of the chunks all the time. And so much joining as well, especially from Lord Clefairy to get more cash to build more chunks. It was hilarious, and just always playing under on income. It was really something to witness. So yeah, crazy match. I'll leave you guys with the double neo tank, double base skip turn, and yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this a lot. If you do and you enjoy the content, you know, like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Get that engagement going for the channel. It does mean the world to me. So thank you. Yeah, bye bye.